Most people think the 1% are rich because they earn more. That is a lie. The truth is simpler and more uncomfortable. The 1% don't save money. They don't obsess over coupons. They don't fear spending. They manage money like a system, while everyone else treats money like emotion. This audiobook will not teach you how to feel safe with money. It will teach you how to control it. If you are ready to stop surviving financially and start thinking like the people who never struggle, listen carefully, because once you see how the 1% manage money, you will never handle another rupee or dollar the same way again. Chapter 1. Stop saving like the poor. Most people believe saving money is the smartest financial behavior. They believe it proves discipline. They believe it proves responsibility. That belief is the first mistake. Saving, as most people practice it, is not a strategy. It is a defense mechanism. And defensive behavior never creates wealth. You have been told to save because you have been trained to fear loss. Fear of emergencies. Fear of instability. Fear of the future. That fear shapes how you treat money. And fear-based money behavior always leads to stagnation. Here is the truth you need to hear clearly. The 1% do not save money the way you do. They never have. Saving preserves. Managing multiplies. Say it again. Saving preserves. Managing multiplies. That's the key. When most people save, they are hiding money. They are putting it away so they don't have to think. So they don't have to decide. So they don't have to act. That is not discipline. That is avoidance. The poor and the middle class save to feel safe. The wealthy manage to stay powerful. There is a difference. You have a choice. You can use money to calm your anxiety, or you can use money to build control. One keeps you small. The other changes everything. Look at how the average person saves. They build an emergency fund. 6 months. Sometimes 12. They guard it like sacred ground. They touch it only when fear knocks on the door. And when they finally use it, it's gone. No return. No growth. Just relief. That relief feels good for a moment. But it trains weakness. It teaches your brain that money exists to protect you from life, not to shape it. That's the flaw. It's not about saving. It's about discipline. The wrong discipline produces the wrong outcome. Now look at how the 1% handle the same concept. They also keep liquidity. They are not reckless. They are not stupid. But they do not call it savings. They call it positioning. Their money is not sleeping. It is waiting. Waiting for opportunity. Waiting for leverage. Waiting for timing. Their buffer is not built from fear. It is built from intention. And that changes how it behaves. Saving preserves. Managing multiplies. The middle class asks, what if something goes wrong? The wealthy ask, what if something opens up? That single question changes everything. One prepares for disaster. The other prepares for advantage. You don't need their permission to think differently. You need discipline. Excessive saving creates stagnation. Let that settle. Money that never moves never grows. Money that never faces decision never builds skill. Money that only exists for safety never produces confidence. You become dependent on it emotionally. And dependency is expensive. You stop taking calculated risks. You delay action. You hesitate. And hesitation quietly kills financial progress. That's why people can save for decades and still feel behind. Because saving alone does not teach you how to manage. It teaches you how to wait. Management forces clarity. Management asks questions saving never asks. Where should this money be placed? What role does it serve? How does it return value? What is the timeline? What is the exit? Saving avoids these questions. Management demands answers. And demanding answers builds power. That's the key. You have been conditioned to believe spending is the enemy. It's not. Unplanned spending is the enemy. Emotional spending is the enemy. Blind spending is the enemy. Intentional deployment is strength. The 1% do not fear spending money. They fear wasting control. There is a difference. When you save without managing, you create a false sense of progress. You see numbers grow, but your capability stays the same. You don't learn how to allocate. You don't learn how to prioritize. You don't learn how to recover from mistakes. So the first real mistake wipes you out emotionally. That's why people panic during financial stress. But they never learned how to manage pressure. Management builds resilience. Saving builds fragility. This is where discipline replaces weakness. You must stop treating money like glass. Money is not fragile. Your mindset is. And that can be trained. Start by changing the purpose of your savings. Stop calling it protection. Start calling it ammunition. A buffer exists so you can move, not so you can hide. Say it slowly. A buffer exists so you can move. That's the shift. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop hoarding money without a plan. Stop celebrating savings milestones without strategy. Stop believing bigger savings equal higher intelligence. That belief keeps you stuck. Here is what you must start doing. Assign every saved unit a role. Opportunity fund. Skill investment fund. Liquidity reserve with rules, not emotion. Rules remove fear. Rules create calm. That's the key. The 1% don't ask, how much should I save? How much should stay liquid and why? That question forces awareness. Awareness leads to control. Control leads to confidence. Confidence leads to better decisions. Better decisions compound. Saving does not compound. Management does. Saving preserves. Managing multiplies. This is not about becoming reckless. It's about becoming deliberate. Discipline is not restriction. Discipline is direction. You have a choice. You can continue saving like someone afraid of losing, or you can start managing like someone preparing to win. Fear keeps money frozen. Clarity puts it to work. Here is a practical shift you can apply immediately. Set a fixed safety baseline. Not emotional. Not growing endlessly. Once it is met, every additional unit must be assigned. No drifting. No idle money. Idle money creates lazy thinking. Management sharpens it. The wealthy understand something most people don't. Money sitting still is costing you more than money moving carefully. Opportunity loss is invisible, but it is real, and it compounds quietly against you. That's why people who played it safe often regret it later. Safety without growth becomes regret. This chapter is not telling you to stop saving. It is telling you to stop worshiping it. Saving is a tool, not an identity. Management is the skill you were never taught. And skills change outcomes. You don't need their permission to think this way. You don't need approval. You need discipline. Discipline to stop hiding behind savings. Discipline to start deciding. Because once you learn to manage money, money stops controlling your emotions. And that is freedom. You've broken the first illusion, that saving equals intelligence. Now you're ready to understand the next truth. Income alone will not save you. Earning is not winning. Chapter 2. Money is a tool, not a trophy. Most people use money to prove something. To their family, to their friends, to strangers they will never meet again. That behavior is expensive. Money, for them, is a trophy. Something to display. Something to signal success. Something to say, I made it. That mindset keeps them broke. Because trophies don't work. Tools do. And money, when used correctly, is a tool. That's the key. Poor thinking seeks visibility. Big cars. Big brands. Big houses bought too early. Everything loud. Everything obvious. But because insecurity needs witnesses. If no one sees it, it doesn't feel real. That's the psychology most people never confront. They don't want wealth. They want validation. And validation drains money faster than any bill. You have a choice. You can use money to look rich. Or you can use money to stay powerful. You don't get both. The 1% understands something most people refuse to accept. Silence is expensive. And power is quiet. They don't need their money to speak for them. Because their systems already do. If money is showing, it's not working. Say it again. If money is showing, it's not working. That line alone can save you decades of financial pain. Look closely at the people who look wealthy. Flashy earners. Luxury upgrades every year. Lifestyle that grows the moment income grows. They are impressive on the outside. Fragile on the inside. One income disruption away from panic. One mistake away from stress. One bad decision away from collapse. Because their money is busy performing, not producing. It's not about spending. It's about discipline. Now look at the invisible asset builders. They dress average. They live below what they could afford. They move quietly. People underestimate them. That's intentional. Their money is working behind the scenes. In assets. In systems. In leverage. They don't win attention. They win time. And time is the real reward. Poor thinking asks, what will people think? Well thinking asks, what will this money do? One question leads to pressure. The other leads to freedom. You don't need their permission to stop performing. You need discipline. There is a psychological trap here. When you buy trophies, you feel successful before you actually are. That feeling is dangerous. It removes urgency. It dulls hunger. It replaces progress with appearance. And appearance does not compound. That's the flaw. It's not about ambition. It's about discipline. Money as a tool has one job: to increase your control over your future. Nothing else. If a purchase does not increase control, it must be questioned. That doesn't mean never enjoy money. It means enjoy it intentionally. The 1% enjoy money privately, not publicly. Because public enjoyment invites comparison. Comparison invites pressure. Pressure invites bad decisions. That's the chain. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop upgrading to impress. Stop buying symbols instead of systems. Stop letting lifestyle announce your income. That behavior trains weakness. Here is what you must start doing. Use money to remove stress, not create it. Use money to buy time, not attention. Use money to build leverage, not applause. That's the key. When money is a trophy, you become its servant. You maintain it, protect it, defend it. When money is a tool, it serves you. It works while you sleep. It grows while you stay silent. It compounds while you stay disciplined. One enslaves you. The other frees you. You have a choice. The wealthy don't chase luxury. Luxury follows discipline. Most people reverse the order. They try to look successful first and figure out stability later. Later never comes. Because once spending habits inflate, they don't deflate easily. Lifestyle is sticky. That's why discipline must come early. If money is showing, it's not working. That phrase should echo in your head. Every time you feel tempted to prove something, ask yourself one question. Is this purchase increasing my leverage? Or increasing my visibility? Only one of those builds wealth. You don't need to announce progress. Progress does not need witnesses. The strongest financial moves are boring, quiet, unimpressive. That's why most people never make them. They want excitement. They want praise. They want confirmation. Discipline does not give you that. Discipline gives you results. Here is a practical shift. Separate your identity from your spending. Your worth is not your car. Your status is not your phone. Your intelligence is not your lifestyle. Once you detach ego from money, money becomes calm. Calm money makes better decisions. That's the key. The 1% are not cheap. They are selective. They spend heavily where it multiplies, and ruthlessly cut where it performs no function. Emotion is removed. That's discipline. And discipline always wins. When you stop using money as a trophy, something powerful happens. Pressure disappears. Comparison fades. Clarity increases. You start asking better questions. What builds long-term strength? What removes future stress? What compounds quietly? Those questions change behavior. Behavior changes outcomes. This chapter is not telling you to live small. It is telling you to live smart. There is a difference. Smart money is silent. Strong money is patient. Wealthy money does not explain itself. You don't need their permission to live this way. You need discipline. Money is a tool. Treat it like one. And tools are respected, not displayed. You've dismantled the need to perform. You've stopped confusing attention with power. Now you're ready for the next truth. Because even disciplined spending means nothing if your income controls you. Now it's time to understand why earning more does not equal winning. Chapter 3. Income is not wealth. Most people chase income. Bigger salary. Bigger deals. Bigger numbers. They believe more income will fix everything. That belief is dangerous. Because income does not create freedom. Management does. High income with poor management creates stress, not wealth. Say that again. High income with poor management creates stress, not wealth. That's the key. Look around you. You will see professionals earning well. Doctors, engineers, executives, entrepreneurs with impressive monthly numbers. And yet they are tense, always busy, always worried, because their income is high, but their control is low. Income is loud. Wealth is quiet. You have a choice. You can chase bigger income forever, or you can build actual wealth. One keeps you running. The other lets you breathe. Here is the illusion you must break. People confuse earning with winning. They think if they make more money, everything else will sort itself out. It doesn't. If your habits are weak at a low income, they become dangerous at a high income. More money does not fix poor discipline. It exposes it. That's the flaw. It's not about income. It's about discipline. Let's look at a common case. A professional earning very well. Strong monthly income. Respectable title. But also heavy EMIs. Car loan. Home loan. Credit cards. Lifestyle commitments. Every raise disappears before it arrives. This person looks successful, but feels trapped. Because every rupee already has an owner, and that owner is not them. Wealth is what remains after spending decisions. Say it slowly. Wealth is what remains after spending decisions. That sentence separates earners from owners. Now compare that with someone earning less. Much less, sometimes. But they control their expenses. They cap their lifestyle. They manage their commitments. They have surplus. They have calm. They have options. One earns more and feels poor. The other earns less and feels stable. That contrast should disturb you, because it proves a painful truth. Income without control is useless. That's the key. High income often creates a false sense of security. You feel safe because money keeps coming in. So you delay discipline. You postpone structure. You ignore systems. Until something changes. A job loss. A slowdown. A health issue. A bad year. And suddenly, the illusion collapses. Because income was doing all the work. And income is fragile. Wealth is resilient. The 1% understand this deeply. They never rely on income alone. They rely on what income turns into. They don't ask, how much do I earn? How much do I keep? And more importantly, how much do I control? That question changes everything. You don't need their permission to stop worshiping income. You need discipline. Discipline to manage what comes in. Discipline to decide what goes out. Discipline to resist lifestyle pressure. Because lifestyle grows faster than income if you let it. And once it grows, it becomes a cage. Here is the psychological trap. When income increases, ego increases with it. You feel entitled. You feel rewarded. You feel justified. So you upgrade. Bigger house. Better car. More comfort. Each upgrade feels harmless. But together, they erase freedom. That's why high earners often feel stuck. They built a golden cage. It looks impressive, but it still traps. Wealth is not how much you make. It is how much you can walk away from. That's the test. If your income stopped tomorrow, how long could you think clearly? Not survive. Calm thinking requires buffer. Buffer requires surplus. Surplus requires discipline. That's the chain. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop increasing lifestyle automatically with income. Stop committing future income to present comfort. Stop assuming tomorrow's earnings will save you. That behavior is lazy. Here is what you must start doing. Fix your spending first. Before chasing more income. Before upgrading anything. Create surplus at your current level. Then protect it. That's the key. The wealthy treat income like raw material. Not like a reward. Raw material is processed, refined, allocated. They decide in advance where income goes. Before emotion touches it. That's discipline. And discipline is what turns income into wealth. Wealth is what remains after spending decisions. If nothing remains, no matter how much you earn, you are not wealthy. You are busy. Busy is not rich. Busy is exhausted. You have a choice. You can impress people with income, or you can protect yourself with surplus. One feeds ego. The other feeds freedom. You don't get both without discipline. Here is a practical instruction. Freeze your lifestyle. Not forever, but intentionally. Let income grow while expenses stay still. That gap is where wealth is born. Most people never allow this gap to exist. They close it immediately with spending. Don't let the gap breathe. That's where control lives. High income feels powerful until it stops. Wealth feels boring until you need it. The 1% choose boring because boring compounds. Excitement burns out. This chapter is not telling you to earn less. It is telling you to respect money more. Income is temporary. Control is permanent. Once you understand this, your priorities change. You stop chasing numbers. You start building systems. And systems create freedom. You've broken another illusion. That earning more automatically means winning. It doesn't. Winning is control. Winning is surplus. Winning is calm. Now that you understand income is not wealth, you are ready for the next discipline. Because even surplus disappears if expenses are unmanaged. You've mastered earning clarity. Now it's time to face the silent killer. Chapter 4. Control your expenses before they control you. Most people believe their problem is not earning enough. That belief is comfortable, and it is wrong. The real problem is what happens after the money arrives. Expenses. Silent, persistent, unquestioned. And if you don't control them, they will control you. That's the key. The 1% do not obsess over small purchases. They don't count every coffee. They don't live in fear of spending. They track patterns, not pennies. Because pennies don't destroy wealth. Patterns do. One bad habit repeated quietly is more dangerous than one big mistake. You have a choice. You can fight expenses emotionally, or you can manage them strategically. One drains energy, the other builds control. Most people don't know where their money goes. They feel it disappear. They sense it's gone. But they never look closely. That's not ignorance. That's avoidance. Avoidance feels easier than responsibility. And that's why expenses grow unchecked. Here's the truth. Expenses are not neutral. They are commitments. Every recurring expense is a silent employee you hired. Say it slowly. Every recurring expense is a silent employee you hired. That employee takes a salary every month, without negotiation. And most people don't even know how many employees they're paying. That's dangerous. Let's talk about subscription creep. Streaming platforms, cloud storage, memberships, free trials that quietly became permanent. Each one feels small, harmless. Together, they bleed you, not financially alone. Psychologically, because every automatic deduction reduces your sense of control. You stop deciding. Money just leaves. And when decision disappears, discipline disappears with it. That's the flaw. It's not about the amount. It's about discipline. Now let's talk about lifestyle inflation. Income increases. Spending follows. New comforts become normal. Old limits feel uncomfortable. So you adjust. Not once. Not consciously. Gradually. That's why lifestyle inflation is so dangerous. It doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like progress. But it's not. It's expansion without control. And expansion without control becomes pressure. Then there's emotional spending. Just boredom. Reward spending. You've had a hard week. You deserve something. That language is emotional, not logical. Emotion is expensive, and emotional spending loops are hard to break because they feel justified. But justification doesn't care about your future. Discipline does. The 1% eliminate leaks, not joy. Understand that clearly. They don't remove everything fun. They remove everything unnecessary. They cut what adds no long-term value. They protect what matters. That requires clarity. And clarity requires awareness. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop letting expenses run on autopilot. Stop assuming small costs don't matter. Stop upgrading life without reviewing commitments. Autopilot spending is lazy. Here is what you must start doing. Review recurring expenses quarterly. Question every automatic deduction. Ask one simple question. Does this still serve my life? If not, it goes. That's the key. Remember this. Every recurring expense is a silent employee you hired. If that employee produces nothing, fires itself. You don't need their permission. The wealthy don't cut randomly. They cut intentionally. They look for frictionless savings. Places where money leaves. But value does not arrive. That's where leaks live. Leaks are quiet. But over time, they sink ships. Here is a psychological insight most people miss. Expenses feel permanent, but they are not. They only feel permanent because you've never questioned them. The moment you start questioning, control returns. Control feels empowering, and empowerment changes behavior. Let's talk about tracking. Tracking is not punishment. It is visibility. Visibility creates awareness. Awareness creates discipline. Discipline creates freedom. That's the chain. The 1% don't track to restrict themselves. They track to stay sharp. You can't manage what you refuse to see. Another mistake people make is cutting joy instead of waste. They remove things they love, but keep things they don't even notice. That's backwards. Joy keeps discipline sustainable. Waste destroys it. Cut waste first. Boys, you have a choice. You can feel rich for a moment, or you can build calm for a lifetime. Momentary pleasure is easy. Long-term control requires discipline, but discipline pays better. Here is a practical exercise. List every recurring expense. All of them. No emotion. No justification. Then categorize them. Essential. Optional. Please. Be honest. Most people are shocked by what ends up in waste. That shock is good. It wakes you up. Then do something important. Don't cut everything at once. That creates rebellion. Cut strategically. One leak at a time. Each cut strengthens your confidence. Confidence fuels consistency. That's the key. Expenses are not the enemy. Unexamined expenses are. The goal is not deprivation. The goal is command. Command over where your money goes. And why? When you decide consciously, spending stops feeling heavy. The wealthy know something simple. Money leaks destroy wealth faster than low income. Because leaks compound quietly. They don't scream. They whisper. And by the time you notice, the damage is done. This chapter is not about becoming cheap. It's about becoming precise. Precision is powerful. Precision creates margin. Margin creates options. Options create freedom. Say it again. Every recurring expense is a silent employee you hired. If that employee isn't working for you, it's time to let them go. You don't need their permission. You've taken back control from your expenses. You've stopped money from slipping through your hands. Now you're ready for the next level. Because even controlled spending means nothing without direction. You've learned how to stop the leaks. Now it's time to decide what money should actually do for you. Chapter 5. The Rich Budget for Freedom, Not Restriction. Most people hate the word budget. They associate it with limits, with punishment, with saying no. That reaction tells you everything. Because budgeting, as most people understand it, is built on fear. Fear of running out. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of enjoying life too much. That kind of budgeting fails. The rich do not budget to restrict themselves. They budget to see clearly. Budgeting is not punishment. It is clarity. That's the key. A fear-based budget asks one question. How do I stop spending? An intentional budget asks a better one. How do I direct money toward freedom? One shrinks your life. The other expands it. You have a choice. You can use a budget to control yourself, or you can use a budget to design your future. Only one works long-term. Most people budget reactively. They spend first. Then they look back with guilt. They cut randomly. They overcorrect. They rebel. That cycle repeats. But because the budget was never aligned with purpose, it was aligned with fear. And fear is not sustainable. The 1% understand something simple. Money flows where attention goes. Their budget is not a list of restrictions. It is a map of priorities, a map of values, a map of leverage. Your budget reveals your values, not your income. Say it again. Your budget reveals your values, not your income. That sentence alone can change how you see money. Look at a fear-based budget. It cuts joy first. Entertainment, small pleasures, anything that feels optional. But it leaves long-term leaks untouched. Subscriptions stay. Lifestyle inflation stays. Inefficient habits stay. That's backwards. Fear-based budgets attack happiness. Intentional budgets attack waste. That's the difference. The rich don't ask, "What can I not afford?" This, "What deserves my money?" That question forces honesty. It forces prioritization. And prioritization is discipline. Here is the psychological shift you must make. A budget is not a cage. It is a filter. It filters impulse from intention, emotion from strategy. Once money passes through that filter, decisions become calm. Calm decisions compound. That's the key. Most people spend emotionally and budget logically. That never works. The wealthy reverse it. They budget logically, so they can spend emotionally, without guilt, because guilt-free spending is powerful. It keeps discipline intact. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop creating budgets that feel suffocating. Stop copying other people's categories. Stop budgeting without a clear long-term goal. That's not discipline. That's confusion. Here is what you must start doing. Design your budget around freedom. Freedom categories come first. Savings with purpose. Investments with intention. Skill building. Time buying expenses. Lifestyle comes after. That's the key. The rich don't budget for survival. They budget for leverage. Leverage of time. Leverage of options. Leverage of calm. Every category answers one question. Does this move my life forward? If yes, it stays. If not, it shrinks. You don't need their permission to structure money this way. You need discipline. Your budget should answer these questions clearly. How much am I investing in my future self? How much am I spending to buy time? How much am I allocating to growth? How much is pure enjoyment? When you can answer these, money stops feeling chaotic. Chaos comes from vagueness. Clarity kills chaos. Here is a mistake most people make. They budget month to month only. The wealthy budget in layers. Monthly, quarterly, yearly. Monthly keeps you disciplined. Yearly keeps you strategic. Short-term control and long-term vision. That combination creates wealth. Your budget reveals your values, not your income. If your budget shows comfort first and growth last, your future will reflect that. If your budget shows growth first and comfort intentionally placed, your future will also reflect that. Money obeys structure. Structure beats motivation. Another key difference. The wealthy don't treat all money the same. They assign roles. Money for living. Money for growing. Money for enjoying. Money for protecting. When roles are clear, conflict disappears. Most people fight with themselves because their money has no job. Unemployed money creates stress. Here is a practical instruction. Build your budget in this order. First, freedom categories. Savings with intent. Investments. Skill acquisition. Time-saving expenses. Second, fixed responsibilities. Housing. Utilities. Essentials. Third, lifestyle and enjoyment. Deliberate. Planned. Guilt-free. This order matters. Reverse it, and you'll always feel behind. It's not about being strict. It's about being intentional. Intentional budgets don't feel heavy. They feel empowering, because every spending decision has already been made. Decision fatigue disappears. That's the key. Most people fail budgeting because they rely on willpower. Willpower is unreliable. Structure is not. The rich build systems. that don't depend on mood. That's discipline. You have a choice. You can let money decide your future randomly, or you can tell money exactly where to go. One leads to regret. The other leads to control. You don't need their permission to take control. Budgeting done right does something powerful. It removes fear. When you know where money is going, you stop worrying about where it went. Peace replaces anxiety. Peace improves decision-making. Decision-making builds wealth. This chapter is not about spreadsheets. It's about identity. Are you someone who reacts to money, or someone who directs it? Your budget answers that question honestly. Every month. Say it again. Your budget reveals your values, not your income. If you don't like what it reveals, change the structure, not your self-worth. The rich don't escape budgeting. They master it, because freedom is not the absence of structure. Freedom is the right structure. You've learned how to stop leaks. You've learned how to design clarity. Now you're ready for the engine that powers everything else. Because even the best budget fails without one thing: consistent inflow. You've organized the outflow. Now it's time to master the lifeblood. Chapter 6. Cash flow is the kingmaker. Most people are obsessed with big money moments. Bonuses. Windfalls. One-time wins. They celebrate spikes. The wealthy celebrate streams. Because spikes feel exciting, but streams feel powerful. That's the key. One-time money feels good. Repeating money builds power. Say it again. One-time money feels good. Repeating money builds power. That single distinction separates stress from stability. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Not because they earn too little, but because their income is fragile. It arrives once, then disappears. And until the next arrival, they wait. Waiting is not control. Waiting creates anxiety. Anxiety creates bad decisions. That's the flaw. It's not about income size. It's about predictability and discipline. The 1% do not depend on excitement. They depend on reliability. They want money that shows up, whether they feel motivated or not. Because predictable cash flow creates calm. And calm is the foundation of intelligent thinking. You have a choice. You can chase big wins forever. Or you can build steady inflow. One feeds ego. The other feeds freedom. Look at how most people think. They want a high-paying job, a big promotion, a large deal. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that income has no backup, no repeat mechanism, no system behind it, you are still exposed. High income with no flow is like a large tank with a leak. It looks impressive, but it empties quickly. Now look at how wealthy people think. They ask one question constantly: how can this pay me again? Rentals, dividends, royalties, digital products, retainers, subscriptions, different forms, same principle, money that repeats. That's the key. The salary is predictable, but limited by time. You trade hours for income. Stop working stops. That's not bad. It's just incomplete. The wealthy don't reject salaries. They use them. They use primary income to build secondary flow. They convert earned money into repeating money. That conversion is discipline. Most people spend surplus. The wealthy redirect surplus. That difference builds empires. You don't need their permission to redirect your surplus. You need clarity and discipline. Here is the psychological advantage of cash flow. It reduces pressure. When money arrives regularly, you stop panicking. You stop making desperate choices. You stop accepting bad deals. You stop rushing. Rushing is expensive. Calm creates leverage. That's the key. Let's talk about lump sum excitement. Big wins trigger dopamine. Dopamine clouds judgment. People overspend after big money. They relax discipline. They celebrate too early. Then reality returns. Repeating money doesn't create spikes. It creates stability. Stability compounds. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop relying on one source of income. Stop spending windfalls immediately. Stop chasing excitement instead of structure. That behavior creates fragility. Here is what you must start doing. Ask how income can repeat. Design at least one secondary stream. Protect predictability over glamour. That's the key. Cash flow is not about complexity. It's about consistency. One rental can change your mindset. One dividend-paying asset can shift behavior. One digital product can rewire your thinking. Because once money arrives without effort, you understand leverage. And once you understand leverage, you never think the same way again. The wealthy measure income differently. They don't ask, "How much did I make this month?" "How much will arrive next month automatically?" That question changes priorities. It changes spending. It changes risk tolerance. It changes confidence. You have a choice. You can build a life that depends on effort alone, or a life supported by systems. Effort gets tired. Systems don't. You don't need their permission to build systems. Here is a practical instruction. List all your income sources. Then categorize them. Active, semi-active, passive. Most people have only one category. Active. That's dangerous. Your goal is not to eliminate work. Your goal is to reduce dependence on it. Even small repeating income matters. Momentum matters. One-time money feels good. Repeating money builds power. The wealthy choose power because power gives options. Options give freedom. Freedom gives calm. Cash flow also changes how you budget. When inflow is predictable, planning becomes easier. Fear decreases. Discipline increases. That's why cash flow is the kingmaker. Not because it's flashy, because it's stabilizing. This chapter is not telling you to quit your job or chase risky schemes. It's telling you to respect predictability. Predictability gives you time. Time lets you think. Thinking creates better decisions. Most people wait until they are ready to build cash flow. Ready never comes. You start with what you have, where you are. That's discipline. You've learned that income alone isn't enough. You've learned that expenses must be controlled. Now you understand what holds it all together. Cash flow. But even cash flow can betray you if lifestyle grows without limits. So the next discipline is critical. You've built inflow. Now you must protect what it supports. It's time to separate who you are from what you consume. Chapter 7. The 1% separate lifestyle from net worth. Most people let their lifestyle grow automatically. Income increases. Spending follows. No discussion. No decision. No discipline. That single habit destroys more wealth than low income ever could. The 1% understand something most people never do. Lifestyle is capped. Net worth is not. That's the key. Let's be clear from the start. There is nothing wrong with comfort. Nothing wrong with enjoying money. Nothing wrong with upgrading your life. The problem is automatic upgrading. When lifestyle grows without intention, it becomes invisible debt. Say it slowly. Lifestyle inflation is invisible debt. It doesn't show up on statements. It doesn't scream for attention, but it quietly steals your future. Most people tie lifestyle to income. New raise, new phone, new car, better apartment, more frequent eating out. Each step feels deserved. Each step feels reasonable. Together, they erase progress. That's the flaw. It's not about enjoyment. It's about discipline. The wealthy separate two identities: how they live and what they own. Most people confuse the two. They try to live rich before they are rich. That creates pressure. The 1% live intentionally while building net worth aggressively. That creates power. Here is the contrast you must understand. Person A gets a raise, immediately upgrades lifestyle. Expenses increase permanently. Person B gets the same raise. Lifestyle stays the same. Surplus goes into assets. 5 years later, they look very different. Not because one earned more, but because one had discipline. You have a choice. You can reward yourself immediately, or you can reward your future permanently. Only one compounds. Lifestyle inflation feels harmless because it happens slowly. You don't wake up one day broke. You drift there. More commitments, more fixed costs, more pressure, less flexibility, less freedom, less calm. That's invisible debt. The 1% cap lifestyle deliberately. They decide in advance what enough looks like. Not forever, but for now. That decision protects growth. Net worth needs space to expand. Lifestyle expansion steals that space. That's the key. Here is the psychological trap. As lifestyle improves, your baseline shifts. What once felt luxurious becomes normal. What once felt normal feels uncomfortable. So you keep upgrading just to feel satisfied. That cycle never ends. Discipline ends it. The wealthy do something different. They delay lifestyle upgrades. Not because they can't afford them, because they understand leverage. They know assets grow quietly, while lifestyle consumes loudly. They choose quiet growth. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop upgrading life with every raise. Stop measuring success by comfort. Stop letting expenses lock in permanently. Permanent expenses demand permanent income. That's dangerous. Here is what you must start doing. Freeze your lifestyle intentionally. Decide a level that works. Hold it steady. Let income grow above it. That gap is everything. That gap is where wealth is built. That's the key. Lifestyle inflation is invisible debt. Say it again. Lifestyle inflation is invisible debt. It demands payment every month. It reduces options. It increases stress. And worst of all, it feels normal. Normal doesn't mean safe. The 1% think in timelines. Short-term comfort versus long-term freedom. They choose freedom because freedom buys comfort later, without pressure. Another important distinction. Lifestyle is emotional. Net worth is logical. When you mix the two, emotion wins. Emotion spends. Logic builds. That's why separation matters. You don't need their permission to live below your means. You don't need approval to delay upgrades. You need discipline. Discipline protects your future from your impulses. Here is a practical instruction. Write down your current lifestyle costs. Housing, transport, subscriptions, recurring comforts. Ask one question. If income stopped growing today, could this lifestyle still support progress? If the answer is no, something must change. That's clarity. The wealthy don't feel deprived by capped lifestyle. They feel secure because security doesn't come from what you consume. It comes from what you control. Net worth grows in silence. No applause. No validation. No compliments. That's why most people avoid it. They want visible success. But visible success is expensive. You have a choice. You can look successful now, or be powerful later. The 1% choose later. Later arrives faster than you think. Lifestyle inflation is invisible debt. Every upgrade adds weight. Every commitment reduces agility. Agility matters. Agility lets you pivot. Agility lets you invest. Agility lets you wait. Waiting is a luxury only disciplined people can afford. This chapter is not telling you to live small forever. It's telling you to grow in the right order. Assets first, lifestyle second. Reverse it, and stress follows you. When you separate lifestyle from net worth, something shifts. Pressure decreases. Options increase. Confidence stabilizes. Because you know, your future isn't being consumed. Say it one last time. Lifestyle inflation is invisible debt. If you control it, you control your trajectory. You've learned to manage income. You've learned to control expenses. You've learned to protect lifestyle growth. Now you're ready for a harder truth. Because even disciplined people fail when they misuse leverage. It's time to confront the most misunderstood tool in money. You've separated lifestyle from net worth. Now it's time to understand how to use leverage without losing control. Chapter 8. Debt is a weapon. If you're disciplined, debt is not the villain. Undisciplined people are. Most people were taught one simple rule. All debt is bad. That belief feels safe. It feels responsible. It feels mature. And it keeps them stuck. The 1% know a harder truth. Debt is a weapon. And like any weapon, in the wrong hands, it destroys. In the right hands, it multiplies power. That's the key. Let's remove the emotion first. Debt is not good. Debt is not evil. Debt is a tool. Tools don't think. People do. Most people use debt emotionally. They borrow to feel better. They borrow to look better. They borrow to escape boredom or insecurity. That's bad debt. Bad debt consumes. Say it clearly. Bad debt consumes. Consumer debt exists for one purpose: to pull future income into the present. You feel rich now. You pay later. That's the flaw. It's not about interest rates. It's about discipline. Credit cards for lifestyle. Loans for depreciating assets. EMIs for status symbols. None of these create value. They drain it. They turn your future labor into someone else's profit. Now contrast that with how the 1% think. They ask one question before using debt. Will this debt produce more cash than it costs to service? If the answer is no, the deal is dead. No emotion. No justification. That's discipline. Strategic debt compounds. Say it slowly. Strategic debt compounds. It creates assets. It creates cash flow. It creates leverage. That's power. Here is the rule you must memorize. Debt should pay you back, not the bank. Say it again. Debt should pay you back, not the bank. If the bank gets richer, while you get stressed, you failed the test. Most people confuse access with intelligence. Just because you can borrow doesn't mean you should. Banks lend aggressively to undisciplined people because undisciplined people are profitable. The wealthy borrow conservatively. They move slowly. They stress test outcomes. They plan for worst-case scenarios. They don't hope. They calculate. Hope is not a strategy. Let's break this down practically. Bad debt has 3 characteristics. It depreciates. It produces no income. It relies on your job to survive. That's a leash. Good debt used correctly has opposite traits. It is asset-backed. It produces cash flow. It survives without your presence. That's leverage. Rental properties that cash flow. Businesses with predictable revenue. Assets that pay dividends. Systems that generate income. Debt amplifies these. When discipline is present. But here is the danger. Debt magnifies behavior. If you are reckless, debt accelerates failure. If you are disciplined, debt accelerates growth. You have a choice. This is where most people collapse. They want the upside of leverage, without the responsibility. They skip analysis. They skip reserves. They skip patience. Then they blame debt. Debt didn't fail them. They failed discipline. The 1% respect debt. They fear misusing it, more than missing opportunities. Because survival comes first. You can't compound if you don't stay in the game. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop using debt to fund lifestyle. Stop justifying purchases with future income. Stop borrowing without a repayment plan tied to cash flow. That behavior leads to stress, not wealth. Here is what you must start doing. Treat debt like a business partner. Expect returns. Demand predictability. If it doesn't perform, you don't sign. That's the key. Another psychological trap. People feel sophisticated because they understand interest rates. But sophistication isn't math. It's restraint. The wealthy care less about how much they can borrow and more about how quickly they can exit. Exit strategy matters. Boys, ask yourself this question. If income dropped tomorrow, would this debt still survive? If the answer is no, you are exposed. Exposure kills momentum. You don't need their permission to say no to debt. You don't need approval to grow slower. Slow and controlled beats fast and fragile. Debt should never create anxiety. The moment it does, it's misused. Because strategic debt creates clarity. It has numbers. It has margins. It has buffers. Emotion doesn't belong here. Say it again. Debt should pay you back, not the bank. If your debt requires constant effort, constant worry, constant justification, it's not leverage. It's a liability wearing a suit. The 1% don't chase returns blindly. They protect downside first. Because upside is optional. Survival is not. Here is a simple framework. Before taking debt, answer 3 questions. What asset is being created? What cash flow services the debt? What happens if returns drop 30%? If you can't answer calmly, you're not ready. Most people borrow based on optimism. The wealthy borrow based on pessimism. They assume delays. They assume problems. They assume friction. Then they move forward anyway. That's discipline. Debt is powerful because it magnifies time. Used well, it pulls future gains forward. Used poorly, it pulls future pain into the present. You decide which one you want. You have a choice. This chapter is not telling you to rush into leverage. It's telling you to respect it. Avoid it until discipline is proven. Use it only when systems are stable. That order matters. When debt works for you, you sleep better. Because you know, cash flow covers obligations. Confidence replaces fear. That's what the 1% build. Say the key phrase one final time. Debt should pay you back, not the bank. If you remember nothing else, remember that. You now understand why the wealthy aren't afraid of debt, and why most people should be. But leverage alone isn't enough. Because even assets fail. Without time and patience. You've learned to separate lifestyle. You've learned to respect leverage. Now it's time to master the most underestimated advantage of all. You've controlled debt. Now you must learn to control time. Chapter 9. Patience is the ultimate multiplier. Everyone wants results. Few are willing to wait. That's the divide. Not talent. Not intelligence. Not luck. Time separates the 1% from everyone else. That's the key. Patience is not passive. It is controlled restraint. Most people misunderstand this. They think patience means doing nothing, waiting, hoping. That's weakness. True patience is active. It is discipline under pressure. The world trains you to rush. Quick profits, fast wins, instant gratification. Every system is designed to reward impatience and then punish it later. The wealthy move differently. They don't chase speed. They chase durability. They understand a truth most people never internalize. Time multiplies whatever you feed it. Feed time discipline, and it compounds power. Feed time impulsiveness, and it compounds regret. You have a choice. Most financial mistakes are not logical. They are emotional reactions to time. Fear of missing out. Fear of falling behind. Fear of waiting alone. So people rush. They buy too early. They sell too fast. They quit too soon. Patience feels uncomfortable because it forces you to sit with uncertainty. No applause. No validation. No quick reward. That's why it's rare. The 1% train patience deliberately. They don't wait blindly. They wait strategically. They build systems that work even when nothing is happening. Here's the psychological trap. The brain wants progress signals. Movement feels like progress. Stillness feels like failure. But real compounding often looks boring, silent, uneventful. That's the truth. Think about assets. Businesses take years to stabilize. Investments take time to mature. Skills take repetition to pay off. But people quit at the dip, right before the curve turns upward. Say this clearly. Most people fail not because they chose wrong, but because they couldn't wait long enough. That's not intelligence. That's discipline. The wealthy understand lag. There is always a delay between action and reward. They expect it. They plan for it. So they don't panic when results are slow. Impatient people interpret delay as danger. They react. They change plans constantly. They chase new strategies. They abandon compounding paths. That resets progress to zero every time. Here's what patience really does. It protects you from yourself. It prevents emotional decisions. It filters noise. It forces consistency. That's power. Repeat this. Patience turns average decisions into extraordinary outcomes. Speed turns good decisions into bad ones. That's the key. You don't need their permission to move slower. You don't need approval to build quietly. Most people rush because they want to be seen. The 1% don't. They let results speak. Eventually, let's talk about money behavior. People jump between investments because returns feel slow. They confuse volatility with failure. They sell during boredom. They exit during doubt. Then they re-enter later, at worse prices. Impatience costs money. The same applies to income. They abandon skills before mastery develops. They switch paths before leverage appears. They underestimate how long things actually take. Wealth is built by staying longer than others can tolerate. That's the advantage, not genius. Endurance. Say it again. Wealth favors those who can wait without quitting. This chapter is not telling you to wait forever. It's telling you to wait correctly. Patience without direction is drifting. Patience with discipline is domination. Here is what you must stop doing. Stop checking results constantly. Stop reacting to short-term noise. Stop comparing timelines. Comparison destroys patience. Here is what you must start doing. Set longer time horizons. Track systems, not outcomes. Measure progress quarterly, not daily. That's discipline. The 1% use time as a filter. If something can't survive boredom, they don't want it. If it requires constant excitement, it's fragile. Strong systems run quietly. They don't demand attention. They don't beg for action. They compound. Silently. Patience also protects capital. It keeps you from overtrading, overleveraging, overreacting. Every unnecessary move adds risk. Understand this. Doing nothing is often the highest skill move. That's hard for the ego, because ego wants activity. Discipline chooses restraint. You have a choice. Every time nothing seems to be happening, you can interfere, or you can allow compounding to work. Most people interfere. The wealthy wait. This is where confidence matters. Patience requires belief in your process, not blind faith. Structured confidence, built on preparation. If your plan is solid, time becomes your ally. If your plan is weak, time exposes it. That's why preparation comes first. Another truth. Patience feels lonely because crowds move fast. They rush together. They panic together. They celebrate together. The patient stand apart. That separation is where wealth grows. Quietly. Repeat this slowly. Time rewards discipline. Time punishes emotion. That's the rule. Every great financial outcome you admire today required years of waiting, years of uncertainty, years of silence. You just didn't see that part. The 1% expect delay. So delay doesn't scare them. It reassures them that others will quit, leaving more opportunity behind. You don't need their permission to be patient. You don't need applause to wait. Results will arrive when time and discipline align. This chapter locks in one truth. You cannot rush compounding. You can only sabotage it. You've learned to control expenses. You've learned to separate lifestyle. You've learned to respect debt. Now you've learned to respect time. But patience alone is not enough, because patience without focus leads to stagnation. Next, you must learn how the 1% protect their energy from noise, opinions, and distractions. You've mastered waiting. Now it's time to master restraint. Chapter 10. Focus is a financial skill. Focus is not a personality trait. It is not a talent. It is not something you're born with. Focus is a skill. And like every skill that creates wealth, it can be trained. That's the key. Most people think money problems are income problems. They're not. They are attention problems. Where your attention goes, your money follows. Scattered attention creates scattered finances. Focused attention creates leverage. You have a choice. The modern world is engineered to fracture your focus. Notifications, messages, trends, opinions. Every distraction is competing for your attention. And attention is expensive. The 1% understand this. They don't just protect money. They protect attention. Because attention is the gateway to every financial decision you make. If your attention is weak, your discipline collapses. You overspend. You overreact. You chase noise. That's not bad luck. That's unmanaged focus. Let's be direct. You cannot build wealth with a distracted mind. It's not about intelligence. It's about discipline. Focus determines what you buy, what you ignore, what you commit to, what you quit. Every financial outcome begins as a focused decision. Here's the psychological truth. Distraction feels productive. You feel busy, engaged, stimulated. But stimulation is not progress. It's avoidance. The brain seeks novelty. when it's uncomfortable with depth. So instead of staying with one plan, people jump. New ideas, new investments, new strategies. That resets momentum. Every time, the wealthy stay longer. They pick fewer things and go deeper. That's the advantage. Focus is how they reduce mistakes. When attention is narrow, decisions improve. When attention is wide and chaotic, errors multiply. That's the pattern. Say this clearly. Every distraction taxes your finances. That's the key. Look at spending behavior. Impulse purchases. Our attention failures. Unplanned expenses. Our focus failures. Financial leaks. Begin with mental leaks. People say, I didn't plan to spend. Exactly. Planning requires focus. The 1% design environments that protect attention. They silence notifications. They limit inputs. They control information flow. Not because they are extreme, because they are intentional. You don't need their permission to unplug. You don't need approval to be unavailable. Access is not an obligation. Here's another hard truth. Most people are distracted because they avoid responsibility. Focus forces clarity. Clarity forces action. Action exposes weaknesses. Distraction hides them. So people stay distracted. It feels safer. But wealth demands exposure. Exposure to discomfort. Exposure to boredom. Exposure to repetition. That's discipline. Focus is also how the wealthy choose opportunities. They don't chase everything that looks good. They ignore most things. That's restraint. They ask one question. Does this move my core system forward? If not, it's noise. Noise is expensive. It drains time. It drains energy. It drains capital. Quiet focus compounds. Most people consume more information than they can execute. That creates paralysis. Knowledge without focus is clutter. The 1% consume selectively. They learn what supports execution and ignore the rest. That's maturity. Let's talk about money management. Tracking works only when attention is consistent. Budgeting works only when focus is maintained. Systems fail when attention drifts. That's why most people start strong and fade. Not because systems are flawed, because focus wasn't trained. Repeat this. Consistency is a focus skill. That's the key. Here's what you must stop doing. Stop multitasking finances. Stop checking accounts emotionally. Stop reacting to every market movement. Reaction is expensive. Here's what you must start doing. Designated money time. 1 weekly review. 1 monthly adjustment. No drama. No obsession. That's discipline. Focus also applies to income. The wealthy don't chase every opportunity. They build depth in one skill, one system, one channel. Then they scale. Most people chase breadth. They do many things poorly. That feels productive. It's inefficient. Depth creates leverage. Leverage creates freedom. That's the order. Another truth. Focus protects you from comparison. When attention is inward, external noise loses power. You stop chasing other people's timelines. You have a choice. Comparison scatters focus. Focus builds identity. Identity builds confidence. The 1% are not immune to distraction. They are trained to resist it. They expect it. They plan for it. They create routines. Same time. Same place. Same priorities. Routine reduces decision fatigue. Decision fatigue destroys finances. When the mind is tired, it spends poorly. It chooses convenience over strategy. That's human nature. Discipline manages it. Focus also determines risk tolerance. Distracted people take impulsive risks. Focused people take calculated ones. That's the difference. Say this slowly. Focus converts time into money. Distraction converts money into regret. That's the key. The wealthy also protect focus from people. Not everyone deserves access. Some conversations drain energy. Some opinions weaken resolve. They limit exposure. This is not arrogance. It's boundary discipline. You don't need their permission to protect your attention. If someone demands constant access, they are borrowing your focus. And focus is expensive. Here's a simple practice. For the next 7 days, remove one distraction, one notification, one habit. Observe the effect. That's training. Focus grows through subtraction, not addition. This chapter locks in one truth. Money follows focus. Always has. Always will. If your finances feel chaotic, your attention is chaotic. Fix the attention, and the numbers follow. You've learned how the 1% treat money. You've learned how they treat time. Now you've learned how they protect attention. But focus alone is not enough. Because focus must be paired with emotional control. Next, you must learn how the wealthy stay calm while others panic. You've sharpened your attention. Now it's time to harden your mind. Emotions are expensive. Fear is loud. Ego is louder. Urgency is deafening. Most people make financial decisions under their influence, and that destroys wealth. That's the key. Emotions are not enemies. They are signals. But most people treat them like guides. That's the mistake. Fear tells you to sell. Ego tells you to buy. Urgency tells you to act now. And when you listen, you pay the price. Repeat this slowly. Calm money decisions build unstoppable wealth. Say it again. Calm money decisions build unstoppable wealth. This is not philosophy. This is survival. Think about panic selling. Markets fall. Heart races. Head spins. You sell. Loss crystallized. Opportunity lost. Fear is expensive. You have a choice. Now consider impulse buying. A new gadget. A flashy car. A lifestyle upgrade. Ego whispers, I deserve this. I am this. Suddenly, money is gone. Debt rises. Freedom shrinks. Comparison spending is no different. Someone else has a bigger house, fancier watch, a louder lifestyle. You match them, not because you want it, but because you need validation. Emotions dictate. You pay. The wealthy avoid these traps. They don't remove emotion. They control it. They wait. They breathe. They calculate. Discipline replaces impulse. Patience replaces panic. Here's the psychological insight. Emotions feel urgent. They demand attention. They feel real. And that feeling tricks you. Feeling is not fact. Feeling is not strategy. Repeat this. You don't need their permission to be calm. You don't need approval to slow down. Your money responds to your mind, not your panic. Fear can destroy. It can convince you to sell at the bottom. It can convince you to overpay. But fear is temporary. Calm is permanent. Here's the hard truth. Your emotions are cheap. Your wealth is not. Every emotional decision is a tax on your future freedom. That's why the wealthy master themselves first. Then money becomes a tool, not a test. Let's break down the patterns. Panic selling, a market dips. You feel fear. You liquidate. You regret. Impulse buying, you see a trend. You feel ego. You purchase. You suffer. Comparison spending, you notice someone else. You feel envy. You spend. You stagnate. Notice a theme? Feeling comes first. Action comes second. Wealth is at risk. Calm decisions are deliberate. They pause the chain reaction. So, breathe. Assess. Decide. That's discipline. Here's another truth. Urgency is often manufactured. Sales, deadlines, limited offers. They trigger fear and greed. The wealthy recognize the script. They evaluate value. They ignore noise. Repeat this anchor. Calm money decisions build unstoppable wealth. Every time you feel urgency, say it again. Ego is another silent tax. It whispers, buy to show, buy to prove, buy to impress. Ego is loudest when income grows. Many high earners fail because their ego inflates faster than their net worth. Wealth is silent. It grows in the shadows. It does not seek applause. Here's what you must stop doing. Stop reacting to headlines. Stop following the crowd. Stop justifying purchases emotionally. That's expensive. Here's what you must start doing. Pause before every financial decision. Am I reacting or strategizing? Breathe. Observe. Decide with calm. Discipline replaces fear. Patience replaces urgency. The 1% also manage risk emotionally. They prepare for loss. They diversify. They anticipate downturns. And when the market shakes, they do not flinch. Calm creates options. Fear creates traps. You have a choice. Do you let emotion decide? Or do you decide? While emotions exist but don't rule. That's the key. Emotions also affect planning. Most people create budgets emotionally. They cut spending during guilt. They overspend during joy. The result? Inconsistency. Instability. The wealthy budget rationally. They anticipate emotional triggers. They create rules. They automate processes. They remove temptation. Discipline beats desire. Another anchor. Money is a tool. Not a measure of your ego. Not a reflection of fear. Calm decisions turn the tool into power. Consider investing. People panic sell during downturns. People buy impulsively during hype. The wealthy wait. They calculate. They move when the odds favor them. Emotion never dictates. Strategy always guides. Comparison is the silent destroyer. Social media amplifies it. News amplifies it. Friends amplify it. Comparison spending creates invisible debt. Invisible debt creates stress. Stress destroys clarity. Calm money decisions protect clarity. Here's your mental drill. Every time you feel compelled to act emotionally, is this fear, ego, or urgency? Then act only if the decision survives calm evaluation. Patience is also a weapon. Waiting for the right opportunity is not laziness. It's leverage. Most people buy too soon or sell too fast. The wealthy wait, then strike. Discipline also manages expectation. The 1% avoid entitlement thinking. They don't assume they will always make money. They plan for fluctuations. They act consistently, calmly. Emotional control compounds faster than interest. Every calm decision adds. Every panic decision subtracts. Over time, the difference is massive. You have a choice. To react or to respond. Calm money decisions are responding. Here's a simple habit. Before every financial move, pause 1 minute. Am I calm? Am I strategic? Yes, proceed. No, wait. Discipline compounds. Let's lock this in. Fear costs. Ego costs. Urgency costs. Calmness builds. Patience compounds. Discipline multiplies. Your wealth is not built by luck. It is built by calm. by repeated, deliberate, emotion-free choices, by saying no to impulsive reactions, by valuing long-term clarity over short-term feeling. The 1% don't brag. They don't chase trends. They don't panic. They act deliberately. They multiply quietly. They protect their calm. Repeat slowly. Calm money decisions build unstoppable wealth. Embed it. Live it. Breathe it. You've learned focus. You've learned time. Now you've learned emotional mastery. Emotions are expensive, but discipline is priceless. Your next step is synthesis. Combine attention, time, and emotion control. That's when real financial leverage emerges. You've disciplined mind, attention, and feeling. Now, it's time to understand the final multiplier. Emotional control beats intelligence. Intelligence is admired. Emotional control is rare. And emotional control beats intelligence every single time. That's the key. Most people think wealth is about brains, smarts, knowing the right investment, the right stock, the right opportunity. They are wrong. The smartest person in the room is often the poorest. But because smarts alone cannot manage fear, ego, and urgency, emotional control does. Emotional control is a muscle. It can be strengthened. It can be trained. It can be relied on in moments when intelligence fails. Look at history. Markets crash. Smart people panic. Wealth evaporates. Those with emotional control see opportunity. They wait. They act deliberately. They multiply quietly. You have a choice. React to every market movement or respond with discipline. That's the key. Here's the truth. Intelligence calculates. Emotion dictates. And emotion always wins if left unchecked. The wealthy understand this. They know it's not about being the smartest. It's about being the calmest. The steady hand in chaos. The person who thinks clearly while others panic. Repeat slowly. Calmness compounds faster than cleverness. Say it again. Calmness compounds faster than cleverness. This is not optional. Let's break it down psychologically. Fear triggers the limbic brain. Impulse overrides strategy. Panic replaces patience. This is human nature. But human nature can be mastered. Ego is another silent killer. It convinces you to prove, to show, to chase status. It whispers, buy the flashy car. Invest in what everyone praises. Spend to display. Ego is loudest when you earn more. Most people fall for it. They are blinded by perceived intelligence. The wealthy don't. Urgency is the third trap. Limited time offer. Last chance. Act now or lose. Your mind races. Your pulse rises. Your hand moves money. Urgency is a distraction. It is designed to steal calm. It is designed to tax your future. Emotional control neutralizes all three. Fear, ego, urgency. Opportunity becomes visible. Decisions become deliberate. Wealth becomes inevitable. Here's the anchor line. You don't need more intelligence. You need more discipline. You need emotional control. Let's get practical. Step 1. Awareness. Notice the emotion before action. Fear, ego, urgency. Label it. Call it out. Once named, it loses power. Step 2. Pause. Even a 3-second pause changes the brain chemistry. It slows the limbic reaction. It engages the rational mind. Decisions improve. Step 3. Strategy. Is this aligned with my long-term leverage? If I wait, will I gain more? Is this a reaction or a response? Emotional control turns reaction into strategy. Repeat this slowly. Discipline replaces emotion. Patience replaces panic. Strategy replaces impulse. The wealthy create environments that protect emotional control. They automate decisions. They limit exposure to noise. They remove triggers that provoke rash action. Not because they are robotic, because they are intentional. Here's the tough truth. Most people react because they are lazy with preparation. They rely on luck, on timing, on hope. That's weak. Emotional control requires practice. Start small. Small financial decisions first. Then larger ones. Then life-changing ones. Each pause, each deliberate choice, strengthens the muscle. Example, investing. Market dips. Most panics sell. The 1% wait. They analyze. They deploy when odds favor them. Emotion did not dictate. Strategy did. Example, spending. Income rises. Most people upgrade lifestyle. The wealthy wait. They invest instead. They delay gratification. Emotion did not dictate. Discipline did. Example, negotiation. Most people compromise under pressure. The wealthy hold firm. They manage ego. They control fear. They extract better terms. Emotional control creates leverage in every scenario. Here's another anchor. Intelligence without control is wasted potential. Control without intelligence is rare power. Master both, unstoppable. The wealthy also use emotional control to maintain focus. Distraction triggers emotion. Emotional reaction triggers mistakes. Mistakes destroy wealth. Control attention. Control emotion. Control outcomes. You have a choice. React and lose. Or respond and gain. That's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. Emotional control also protects from comparison. Seeing others' success triggers envy. Envy triggers impulsive spending. Impulse triggers stress. The wealthy protect their calm. Comparison loses power. Discipline wins. Repeat this. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. You need calm. Your decisions should serve leverage, not ego. Here's a simple habit to practice daily. Before every major financial decision, first, check the emotion. Identify the trigger. Make the choice that your future self would applaud. This habit compounds faster than any investment because it multiplies every dollar, every hour, every opportunity. The wealthy know one secret. Life is chaotic. Markets are unpredictable. People are irrational. Emotional control is the constant. It is the foundation. It is the multiplier. Let's make it concrete. If you feel fear, label it. If you feel ego, pause. If urgency pushes, wait. Calm decisions build wealth. Reaction destroys it. Your brain will resist. It will crave action. It will whisper excuses. It will call you timid. Ignore it. Discipline wins. Patience multiplies. Here's your takeaway. Emotional control is the ultimate financial skill. It beats knowledge when panic strikes. It beats intelligence when greed tempts. It beats speed when everyone else moves too fast. You don't need to be the smartest. You need to be the calmest, the steady hand, the deliberate decision maker. Every wealth-building move is a test. Fear tests you. Ego tests you. Urgency tests you. Pass the test. Multiply quietly. Now let's lock it in. Deliberate. Disciplined. These are the traits that separate the 1% from the rest. You've learned the foundation. Focus. Emotion. Combine these and you've mastered financial leverage. The next step is understanding the final principle, legacy. Because wealth is not just for you. It is for impact. It is for generations. Chapter 11. The 1% think in systems, not goals. Goals are celebrated. Systems are ignored. That's the mistake most people make. The 1% don't chase milestones. They build machines. They create loops. They automate success. And that is how wealth compounds silently. Let's define the difference clearly. A goal is a finish line, a number in the bank, a target on paper. It excites, motivates, and then ends. A system is eternal. It runs without emotion. It works even when motivation fades. It grows quietly. It compounds relentlessly. You have a choice. Chase a fleeting number, or build a system that multiplies over time. That's the key. Most people focus on goals. Save $10,000. Earn $100,000 this year. Reach a net worth of $1 million. They celebrate when they hit it. They crash when they miss it. Motivation is temporary. Emotions fluctuate. Discipline falters. The 1% think differently. They ask, what system can I put in place today that runs whether I feel motivated or not? This is the mindset of unstoppable compounding. Let's break it down psychologically. Goals are external. They rely on outcomes. Systems are internal. They rely on behavior. Behavior is controllable. Outcomes are not. Here's an example: saving money. Most people set a goal. I'll save $500 this month. They try. Life happens. They miss the goal. They feel defeated. The 1% systematize. Automatic transfers. Investments every payday. Spending limits set once. No thought. No emotion. The money moves while they focus on growth. Repeat slowly. Systems run even when motivation disappears. Systems run even when motivation disappears. Say it again. Let it sink in. Investing is another example. The average person sets a goal. I want to double my portfolio in 5 years. They chase high returns. They panic during dips. They sell too soon. They buy too late. The wealthy think in systems. Monthly contributions. Reinvest dividends. Diversify automatically. Adjust once a year. The system works even when fear strikes. Even when greed tempts. Even when life interrupts. Systems are a form of discipline. They enforce behavior without relying on emotion. Discipline is more important than intelligence. More important than opportunity. More important than luck. Here's a core anchor. You don't need motivation. You need a system. You need consistency. Let's examine spending. Most people set a goal. I won't spend on eating out this month. They rely on willpower. Willpower fails. They overspend. They feel guilty. The 1% use systems. Budgeting software. Recurring alerts. Automated limits. Pre-decided categories. No thought. No struggle. Behavior is enforced. Another example, career growth. Goal-oriented people say, I want a promotion this year. They stress. They chase recognition. They burn out. They fail if timing isn't perfect. System thinkers build habits. Daily skill development. Weekly networking. Monthly performance reviews with themselves. Promotion comes as a byproduct, not as a desperate chase. Repeat this. Goals end. Systems compound. Forever. Systems remove the emotional roller coaster. You no longer panic when you fall short. You no longer rely on fleeting bursts of energy. You no longer surrender to distractions. Your system carries you forward. Here's a key mindset shift. Stop thinking, I need to hit X. Start thinking, what system ensures I grow day after day? The first creates stress. The second creates unstoppable momentum. Example, business revenue. Goal-oriented entrepreneurs say, I want $10,000 in sales this month. They push hard. They burn out. They miss deadlines. System thinkers create automated email campaigns, recurring client pipelines, productized offerings, customer follow-up scheduled, revenue flows without daily panic. Systems also protect against luck. Goals rely on perfect timing. Systems work even in chaos, even when life throws curveballs, even when the market collapses. Consistency compounds. Patience multiplies. Resilience dominates. Here's a simple way to start building your systems. Identify the repetitive outcome you want. Break it into daily, weekly, or monthly habits. Automate wherever possible. Measure performance, not effort. Adjust once, then let the system run. Repeat slowly. Automate. Measure. Adjust. Then let it run. This is the path of the 1%. Here's the psychological insight. Humans crave immediate reward. Goals promise a finish line. Emotion drives chasing. Systems reward slowly. Discipline drives action. Results compound quietly. And quietly is where the wealthy thrive. Another anchor line. Your system doesn't care about mood. Your system doesn't care about excuses. Your system doesn't care about circumstance. It runs. It grows. It multiplies. Systems also teach accountability. Each habit is a mini decision. Each automated step reinforces your behavior. Each loop compounds knowledge, skill, and money. Eventually, your system overtakes the need for willpower. You become unstoppable. One more example, learning. Goals. Read 20 books this year. Motivation-based. Subject to life interruptions. Often abandoned. Systems. Read 20 minutes every morning. Listen to audiobooks during commute. Take notes daily. Discuss weekly. Result. Learning compounds without relying on energy or mood. Systems are invisible engines. They run quietly. They run consistently. They run when you sleep. They run when you doubt yourself. Here's the final insight for this chapter. Chase less. Build more. Automate your actions. Design your life like a system. You've learned. Goals end. Systems compound. Motivation fades. Discipline endures. The 1% don't celebrate hitting a number. They celebrate building the engine. The system runs. Wealth multiplies. And freedom emerges. Your challenge. Examine one area of your life today. Finances. Career. Build a system. Start small. Automate. Measure. Adjust once. Then let it run. You don't need perfect execution. You don't need more motivation. You need a system. Consistency beats intensity. Automation beats obsession. Behavior beats outcome. And now, having mastered the mindset of the 1% thinking in systems, you're ready to understand the final and ultimate principle. Chapter 12. Legacy over lifestyle. Wealth is temporary. Lifestyle is fleeting. Legacy is eternal. And the 1% understand this better than anyone. They don't live to impress. They live to endure. They live to create systems, assets, and impact that survive long after their comfort fades. This is the ultimate principle of wealth, legacy over lifestyle. Most people chase lifestyle. Bigger car, bigger house, designer labels, exotic vacations. They call it success. They brag about it. They show it off. But what does it leave behind? Nothing. Not a system. Not a business that runs without them. Not knowledge transferred. Not assets that multiply. Lifestyle is fleeting. Lifestyle fades. Lifestyle is a trophy for the now. You have a choice. Chase approval, applause, and admiration. Or build a legacy. A legacy that grows quietly. A legacy that multiplies. A legacy that empowers generations. That's the key. The psychology behind this is simple. Lifestyle is emotional. It demands constant input. It's always reactive. It's based on comparison, envy, and fear of missing out. Legacy is strategic. It's patient. It's intentional. It's based on systems, discipline, and long-term thinking. Let's illustrate this with money. Goal-oriented people earn, spend, and save. They measure success in bank balances and possessions. They upgrade cars every few years. They move into bigger houses. They buy the latest gadgets. And then they die. What remains? A few bills. A few tax statements. No systems. No continuity. The 1% think differently. They ask, how can I create assets that outlive me? They invest in businesses that run without them. They build real estate that produces cash flow decades later. They create intellectual property that earns royalties after death. They teach, mentor, and systematize knowledge. This is true financial immortality. Repeat slowly. Legacy over lifestyle. Legacy over lifestyle. Legacy over lifestyle. Say it. Let it sink in. Let's break it down further. Lifestyle focuses on appearance. Legacy focuses on impact. Lifestyle is about ego. Legacy is about systems. Lifestyle is finite. Legacy compounds. Real-world example, 2 investors. Investor A lives for lifestyle. Raises income, upgrades house. Buys new car. Spends freely on brands. Investor B lives for legacy. Raises income, invests in systems. Acquires assets. Builds companies. Generates passive income. After 20 years, Investor A has nothing that multiplies. Investor B has systems, assets, and influence that continue growing. This is the 1% mindset in action. They understand time is more valuable than money. They understand systems outlast effort. They understand impact outlasts admiration. You have a choice. Spend to impress, or invest to endure. You don't need approval. You don't need applause. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. It's not about them. It's about discipline. Here's a crucial behavior shift. Stop upgrading lifestyle with every raise. Stop chasing trends to fit in. Stop letting consumerism define you. Start building assets. Start creating systems. Start mentoring and sharing knowledge. Start thinking in decades, not months. Legacy over lifestyle is also psychological mastery. You detach from instant gratification. You detach from social pressure. You detach from comparison traps. Instead, you anchor to a longer horizon. You measure success in decades, not likes. You measure wealth in systems, not status symbols. Repeat this line slowly. Your legacy is your true wealth. Your legacy is your true wealth. Your legacy is your true wealth. Say it again. Let it resonate. Another example, families. Most people pass wealth poorly. They give cash or possessions. No plan. No systems. No understanding of value. The 1% pass down systems. They teach wealth principles. They create automated streams. They transfer knowledge, behavior, and discipline. Legacy multiplies through generations. Legacy over lifestyle is also about emotional control. Lifestyle is reactive. You buy because you feel. You spend because others do. You chase trends because of ego. Legacy is proactive. You invest because of strategy. You create because of foresight. You act because systems dictate your growth. Calm money decisions build unstoppable wealth. Let's talk about career. Most chase recognition, promotions, accolades, titles. They change jobs for short-term gains. The 1% chase influence. They mentor. They build teams. They create systems that run long after they leave. They leave footprints that others can follow. Legacy is about creating infrastructure for success. Anchor phrase. Lifestyle impresses today. Legacy pays tomorrow. Lifestyle ends at death. Legacy continues forever. Here's the practical method. Identify one area of life where you are chasing lifestyle. Shift focus to building systems or assets instead. Automate growth. Teach or document your knowledge. Measure impact, not appearance. Repeat slowly. Build systems. Multiply assets. Teach others. Impact endures. This is your wealth DNA. Even small steps matter. Skip the unnecessary upgrade. Invest the difference. Automate. Reinvest. Repeat. Over 10 years, these small adjustments compound into something unstoppable. One more perspective, giving back. The 1% understand that legacy is not just personal wealth. It's influence. It's charity. It's mentorship. It's creating structures that empower others. Giving back is a system too. It compounds in ways money alone never can. Repeat the line. Impact outlasts indulgence. Impact outlasts indulgence. Impact outlasts indulgence. Feel it. Believe it. Act on it. Now let's anchor the final lesson of this audiobook. Everything you learned before, systems, cash flow, emotional control, patience, leads to one principle: legacy over lifestyle. This is where the 1% truly separate themselves. Lifestyle is temporary. Legacy is permanent. The habits, systems, and decisions you make today either fade with you or multiply beyond you. Your challenge. Today, pick one area to focus on legacy. Stop upgrading lifestyle. Start building something that survives you. Teach it. Automate it. Multiply it. Your future self will thank you. Your family will thank you. The world will thank you. And with that, we conclude the ultimate principle of financial mastery. You've conquered habits, systems, cash flow, patience, and emotional control. Now ask yourself, is your wealth for show, or is it built to endure? Build to endure. Build a legacy. Congratulations. You've mastered the mindset of the 1%. Chapter 13. Become the manager, not the worker. Most people think wealth is earned. They think it's built by working harder, longer, faster. They chase paychecks. They chase commissions. They chase overtime. They are workers. And workers trade their time for money. Boys. Every day. Every hour. Every decision. The 1% think differently. The 1% become managers. They make money work for them. They allocate it, deploy it, and multiply it. They understand that working for money is temporary. Managing money is permanent. You have a choice. Be a worker. Be reactive. Be controlled by your bank balance. Or become a manager. Be proactive. Be in command of your resources. That's the key. Let's start with the psychology of the worker. Workers react to life. They get paid, then spend. They climb the ladder, then hit the ceiling. They live paycheck to paycheck. Even high earners can be trapped. Their money disappears the moment it arrives. And it disappears because they never became managers. Managers, on the other hand, think differently. They measure everything in terms of allocation. Every dollar has a purpose. Every asset has a role. Every investment is part of a larger system. They know, if you don't manage money, money manages you. Repeat slowly. Manage money, or money manages you. Manage money, or money manages you. Feel the weight of that truth. Let's look at a simple example. Income. Worker mindset. Earn $10,000. Pay bills. Spend the rest on comfort or wants. Manager mindset. Earn $10,000. Allocate 50% to investing, 30% to growth, 20% to lifestyle. Reinvest returns. Automate wealth accumulation. Workers chase short-term satisfaction. Managers chase long-term freedom. Now let's talk about assets. Workers see their paycheck as the only source of wealth. They save if they can. They hoard if possible. They rarely leverage what they have. Managers see every dollar as a potential worker. They put it to work. They build systems. They reinvest. They create multiple streams of income that operate independently of their own effort. Anchor phrase. You don't work for money. Money works for you. You don't work for money. Money works for you. The difference between worker and manager is discipline. Workers are impulsive. Managers are intentional. Workers react to emergencies. Managers anticipate. Workers are busy. Managers are productive. You don't need permission to manage your money. You don't need approval. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Here's the first practical step. Track everything. If you don't know where your money goes, you cannot manage it. Every recurring expense is a silent employee you hired. Every small leak compounds into lost opportunity. Managers identify leaks. Workers ignore them. Step 2. Allocate strategically. Split your money into categories that build wealth. Invest in assets that multiply. Maintain liquidity to seize opportunity. Protect what matters. Managers understand risk. Workers ignore it. Step 3. Automate systems. Pay yourself first. Automate savings. Automate investments. Automate growth. Workers rely on willpower. Managers rely on systems. Systems win. Willpower fails. Boys. Repeat anchor line. If you don't manage money, money manages you. If you don't manage money, money manages you. If you don't manage money, money manages you. Let's talk mindset. Workers see money as consumption. Managers see money as capital. Workers say, I earned it. I can spend it. Managers say, I earned it. I can multiply it. Workers chase lifestyle. Managers chase legacy. Workers react. Managers allocate. Here's another example, a bonus at work. Worker spends it immediately on gadgets or indulgences. Manager invests it, pays down strategic debt, increases their asset base. Years later, the worker wonders why they never get ahead. The manager wonders why their systems are growing silently, steadily, and powerfully. Discipline is the bridge. It's not about income. It's not about luck. It's not about knowing a stock tip or a real estate deal. It's about discipline. It's about consistently managing what you have. It's about allocating wisely. It's about creating systems that grow even when you sleep. Repeat slowly. Discipline beats luck. Systems beat effort. Management beats working. Workers often believe they are managing because they save a little, or because they budget. But without strategic allocation, they are still reactive. Managers focus on multiplication, protection, and leverage. Every decision has a purpose. Every dollar has a job. Every system has a goal. Let's contrast real people. Reactive earner gets a raise, upgrades lifestyle, keeps spending the same, builds nothing. Proactive allocator gets a raise, invests 50% in assets, automates savings, reinvests, builds systems, creates freedom. Time magnifies this difference. Compound interest is silent. Systems are silent. Management multiplies quietly. Anchor line again. If you don't manage money, money manages you. Say it. Believe it. Act on it. Step 4. Measure, adjust, and scale. Managers regularly review their systems. They check cash flow, risk, and efficiency. They adjust allocations. They scale the strategies that work. Workers rarely review. They hope. They pray. They complain. Hope is not a strategy. Prayer is not a system. Management is. Final psychological insight. Working for money creates stress. Managing money creates freedom. Workers feel trapped. Managers feel empowered. Workers depend on effort. Managers depend on systems. Workers live paycheck to paycheck. Managers live life on their terms. Here's your actionable challenge. Track all income and expenses. Identify silent leaks. Allocate strategically. Invest, protect, automate. Build systems that work without you. Review, adjust, and scale consistently. You are no longer a worker. You are a manager. Repeat slowly, anchor line. If you don't manage money, money manages you. If you don't manage money, money manages you. If you don't manage money, money manages you. Say it. Feel it. Live it. Final contrast. Reactive earner, always busy. Always stressed. Always chasing. Proactive allocator, always growing. Always compounding. Always free. The difference is management. The difference is discipline. The difference is mindset. And now, the bridge to the ultimate truth of this audiobook. You've mastered savings, systems, patience, and legacy. You've learned to think long-term, control emotions, and allocate wisely. Now you have one last principle to seal it all. Manage your money like a business, and it will never manage you. Congratulations! You've become the 1% mindset in action. This chapter closes the final practical lesson. Workers earn. Managers allocate. Managers multiply. Managers endure. And that is how you become unstoppable. You now understand what most people never will. Money is not about saving harder. It is about thinking clearly. The 1% are not lucky. They are not smarter. They are not special. They are intentional. They manage money while others fear it. They use systems while others chase comfort. They stay calm while others react. From this moment forward, you have a choice. You can keep treating money like emotion, or you can start managing it like the 1%. Your challenge is simple, but not easy. Audit your spending. Design your system. And never again confuse earning money with controlling it. Because the moment you manage money properly, money stops being a problem and starts becoming a weapon.